So those who cling to wrong views will be reborn in uncivilized places and endure suffering. It is saying if some people have marginal or border-ish views, they will be born in marginal and border-ish place. In my understanding, it is a natural consequence of what we do, just like if we behave interestingly or unbecomingly in a group of people, we might be exiled to the margins of the group. So same idea. Erring beings who commit sins in action, words and thoughts are countless, that I can only tell you some of them. Kshatrigarbha Bodhisattva knows that erring beings are different from one another. Each one of us is different, just like our faces are different. We have different habits, different expectations, different conditionings, and each person is unique from the other. And Kshatrigarbha Bodhisattva is aware of this, and he accommodates himself, he molds himself to lead and teach them all, leading them to conversion. Evil beings suffer in this lifetime for their evil deeds, and upon death will be reborn into hells for kalpas and kalpas before they can emerge therefrom. It is the duty of you Deva kings, king of the devils, demons I guess, of the four quarters to protect your subjects and countries and lead them away from the countless sins. After hearing this discourse, the Deva kings wept and departed sorrowfully, with clasped hands reverently. Chapter 5. The names of different hells. At that time, Samantabhadra Mahabodhisattva requested Kshatrigarbha Bodhisattva and said, "My meritorious one, please be kind enough to relate to Devas, the dragons, and all beings of the samsara world, all beings, all creatures, spiritual beings, in the present and the future, the names of different hells and the kinds of punishment for committing sins, so that beings in future generations will understand the results of evil deeds and therefore will avoid evil." Kshatrigarbha Bodhisattva replied, "My compassionate one, under the supernatural powers of the Buddha and your kind support, I now give you the names of hells and the kinds of punishment for sinners in brief. 1. The great Avicii hell at the east of the Mahachakravara mountain, which is extremely cold, for there is neither light of the sun nor the moon. There is a great hell by the name of Great Avicii. Punishment in this hell comprises of pain, foam, birth, and death. Such punishments continue without intermission. 2. Hell of interminable punishment, where the wailing and screamings of the sinners are heard because of pain. 3. Hell of four corners, where hot and burning iron walls surround this hell, with flames of fire falling on the sinners. Like heavy raindrops, after the sinners are burned to death, they are reborn for further sufferings. 4. Hell of flying knives. This hell is surrounded by mountains made of knives. In the air there are millions and millions of sharp walls with curved knives which fall on the sinners. When the knives fall on the sinners' bodies, their bodies will be sliced to pieces. 5. Hell of burning arrows, where millions of burning arrows pierce through the sinners' hearts and bodies. 6. Hell of crushing mountains, where sinners will be crushed into pieces between two mountains. 7. Hell of knife-like spears, where sinners' bodies will be pierced through by these spears. 8. Hell of iron trains, where sinners' bodies are turned and run over by the burning iron wheels of these trains. 9. Hell of burning iron beds, where sinners' bodies are placed on these beds to be burned to death. 10. Hell of iron claws of oxen, where sinners are pierced or stepped over by the horns or hooves of these cows or oxen. 11. Hell of burning iron clothing, where sinners are wrapped up by these burning iron clothing. 12. Hell of thousands of burning iron swords, where sinners are forced to lie on them, which pierce through their bodies. Knives are seen flying through the air, hitting the sinners' bodies and cutting them to pieces. 13. Hell of burning iron asses, where sinners are forced to ride on them. 14. Hell of molten brass, where sinners have molten brass poured into their mouths. 15. Hell of brass pillar, where sinners are forced to embrace the burning brass pillars. 16. Hell of burning flames, where sinners' bodies are burned by the flames, falling on them like raindrops without any chance for them to escape. 17. Hell of tongue plow, where sinners' tongues are used as plows to plow the land. 18. Hell of iron saws, where the heads of sinners are sawed. 19. Hell of burning iron ground, where sinners are forced to walk on it with bare feet. 20. Hell of iron eagles, where sinners' eyes are packed up by iron eagles. 21. Hell of burning iron balls, where sinners are forced to swallow the balls. 22. Hell of quarrels, where sinners are burned with iron claws and are always seen in a fight with one another. 23. Hell of iron hammers, where sinners are smashed by iron hammers. 24. Hell of great anger, where sinners are made to fight against one another angrily. Kusirigaba Bodhisattva said again, my compassionate one, said, inside Mahachakravarta there are innumerable such hells as punishment. Again, there are 25. Hell of wailing, where sinners are thrown into the burning tanks with molten iron, and they wail on account of severe pain. 26. Hell of plucking tongues, where sinners' tongues are plucked by iron hooks. 27. Hell of urine and manure, where sinners are driven into the pit of urine and manure. 28. Hell of brass locks, where sinners are locked against the iron mountain and made to run. 29. Hell of fire elephants, where sinners are chased by burning elephants. 30. Hell of fire dogs, where sinners are bitten by them. 31. Hell of fire horses and fire cows, where sinners are chased or stepped on by the burning animals. 32. Hell of high fire mountains, where sinners are forced to walk between them and be crushed into ashes. 33. Hell of fire rocks, where sinners are forced to lie on iron burning rocks with such rocks pressed against them. 34. Hell of fire beds, where sinners are forced to lie on them. 35. Hell of fire beams, where sinners are hanged on them. 36. Hell of fire eagle, where sinners are attacked by them. 37. Hell of fire saws, where sinners' bodies and teeth are sawed. And again, there is a hell where sinners' skins are stripped. There is a hell where blood of sinners are sucked. There is a hell where the feet and hands of sinners are burned. There is a hell where iron trees with sharp thorns, where sinners are dragged against the burning thorns. I'll try to finish this piece of it so we can just put it behind us. There are hells of burning iron houses. There are sinners to be locked within them and then burned to ashes. There is a hell of iron wolves, where either run or stamp on sinners' bodies and even bite them to pieces. Inside such hells there are various kinds of small ones, either 1, 2, 3, 4, or even up to hundreds and thousands of smaller hells with different names. Kusirigaba Bodhisattva then told Samantabhadra Maha Bodhisattva and said, my meritorious one, the above hells are formed purposely to punish all beings who are of the bad habits to commit sins, either through their actions, words, or thoughts. The power of cause and effect so great and inevitable it can be compared to being as big as Mount Sumeru and as deep as the great ocean. Evil sins are obstacles preventing us from practicing meritorious deeds to aim for Buddhahood. That is why all beings should be cautious not to commit even the smallest sin, not to think a small sin will not give any punishment in return. So let's stop here and